Howdy and hello. I'm Moni from A Shot at Life, coming to you with a shot at dating. These are stories from a variety of people, from a variety of backgrounds, with one commonality. They're between the ages of 40 and 59. They may talk about a single dating experience, their entire journey, their dating perspective as a whole, several dates, or a combination of all. This is just finding fun and sadness and adventure and chaos, all in dating. This is not advice. This is not expertise. I'm positive that you will see yourself, family member, a friend, probably someone that you used to date in one or many of these stories. Welcome to A Shot at Dating. All right, cool, I'm free. Let's go see what else is out there.
But when I realized that I was literally sacrificing my soul to hold on to what I thought.
Make sure that you are putting yourself, like you said, putting yourself out there, presenting the way that you want to present to the world,
Yes.
Regardless of what you're doing. Oh my God, he was hot. Meet my friend Jay. After her recent divorce, she is taking wobbly steps to find new love, new like, and the person she has always meant to be. Taking zero shit, giving zero and putting her intentions in the universe. Enjoy. All right, so Miss J.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Sure.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I go by Jay, and I am a woman over 40, back in the dating pool. I guess I would be classified as a divorcee, or maybe officially when this airs. But yes.
What's the timeline on that?
Um,
I'm not saying like
I think it's case by case, right? You have two parties.
Yeah.
Depends on what you guys are agreeing on, not agreeing on, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So it could go as fast as you want or as slow. It just depends.
I don't know if you're aware, I talked about before with A Shot at Dating.
Yeah.
You actually prompted the idea.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Last time I was here, when you were telling me about the adventures of, your new adventures in dating.
Yeah.
So you were thrust into this new world. How different is it now as opposed to how long were you married?
22 years.
Okay, so how long or how different has it been now as opposed to over 20 years ago?
I think my story is a bit different, maybe than most, because I got married at 21.
Okay.
I married my high school sweetheart, who was, so I met him when I was 15. We got married when I was 21.
Oh, wow.
And then we relocated from Ohio to Virginia because he was in the military.
Okay.
And then he got out. He did like 8 years and then got out. And we just decided to make Virginia home.
Okay.
So we ended up here.
And, one, do you like this area?
Love it.
Do you really?
I do.
So before you got married, did you date a lot, or it was just like, this is the one, I really like him, I'm really into it, we're one and done?
I think I dated, I had a few boyfriends, yes.
Okay.
It was a group of friends that I had. It was me, Colleen, unfortunately, who was passed away, Crystal, and Crystal's older sister.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually kicked it hard, like at a young age, because her sister was like maybe 5 years older than us, and we were her friend group. Somehow Mama was like, why is that girl hanging with y'all? I said, I don't know, but she was. So it was like a built-in babysitter and transportation all in one. So we would go to the clubs and all the things that, like, they had it was called Dads. They had you only had to be 14 to get it.
It's like a teen club.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We would go every Friday. So I feel like I lived a very long life.
Yeah.
Prior to locking it in.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I feel like when you said that you got married at 21, I was like, okay, so now she can drink, so now she's going to have a reception to where she can, like, legally drink at a reception.
I know. I think, too, the dynamics of, like, the oldest child.
Yeah.
You're hanging with your parents and your aunts. So I feel like the oldest child in a lot of ways is a lot more mature than maybe like the middle sibling or the baby.
And I feel like I'm not forced, not everybody's in the same situation, but you're forced to be, like you said, the caretaker and that kind of thing. So maybe your mentality was just a little bit different, and that's fair.
For sure.
So as your divorce progresses, okay, how long did it take you to be like, all right, cool, I'm free, let's go see what else is out there?
It took a long time for me, right? Mm-hmm. Because I was in love with the idea and the story that I had kept telling myself. Like, your story, my story was, oh, I married my high school sweetheart. You know, we've been together X amount of years, and so I never envisioned my life to be anything different.
Yeah.
And when I realized it started to turn, it was devastating. Yeah. I'm a very, very big family person. Yeah. I never wanted to not have that unit. But when I realized that I was literally sacrificing my soul to hold on to what I thought should be, and not just that part too, I think religion also and society plays huge pressures on what that should look like. Yeah. And that the woman should be like the ultimate sacrificial lamb in every facet. Yeah. He can go and cheat, steal, rob, and you just better forgive him.
Like you have to keep the family together. You have to, yeah.
That is a whole lot of pressure. Yeah. And then I realized that I just wasn't who God wanted me to be in that individually, but definitely not in that situation. Yeah. So.
Do you feel like you were losing yourself and?
Absolutely. But you know what? I didn't realize it though.
Well, I mean, because it slowly happens. Mm-hmm. You know, it just chips and chips until you wake up one day and you're just like, who went, where am I, why? Like, yeah.
And you know, in complete transparency, because one of the reasons I agreed to do this, because I am a hairstylist, right? Mm-hmm. And I have this enormous and innate heart for women, right? But first we were little girls, and I feel like pouring into us and encouraging us to be all that you ever thought you could be. Yeah. You're told what you can't be. Oh, I want to be this. No. Yeah. And it's really the person that you're talking to own fears that they're projecting onto you. So in essence, what I'm saying is it's important to understand who you are, what you're here to, what you're called to do in order to, I think, catapult into those next phases and stages of life.
How did you find that out about yourself?
Life. I think it's a myriad of things. Life, my occupation. One thing I love about it is that I get to get into women's minds, hear stories, take notes, right? Grow from their mistakes, and then see how I can kind of tweak it as well. My mom, you know, I come from a background of strong women. I think that plays a role too. And I think my ability to believe, like, I have an idea and I just run with it, and I'm scared a lot of times, but I just keep going and just whatever happens.
Take the risk, and you know you're going to be okay.
That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So in the situation that you found yourself in, and I wasn't trying to make light of it, saying that you just woke up one day and all of a sudden, you know, you were gone. You were not you.
Yeah.
What were the first steps that you took?
It was internal. It was saying, okay, life is gonna be different. A lot of tears, a lot of sorrow, but then in that, there was like a rebirth, like me shedding who I was and then accepting who I was becoming, which is a hell of a transition, right? Because it's like, you know, you have to go there, but it's like baby steps. But I can't say I'm on the other side because I'm still kind of going through it. Yeah. But I'm definitely closer to the finish line than not when it comes to the divorce part of it. But I fucking love it here. Right? Like, and to ask me this question months ago, I would not even think. I wouldn't think. So
you wouldn't think you'd be...
I didn't think that the other side would feel like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there are a lot of statistics out there about just how much happier women are, not to say without men, but just finding the strength to be on their own, know their independence, have that freedom.
Yeah.
You know, so congratulations on finding all that. That is exciting.
Thank you.
So you've been in this area for how long?
I moved to Virginia in 2003. So
okay.
So 22 years ago.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was really right after. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge jump and change and everything else. But you built a community here. Obviously, you built a business here.
Yes.
You grew your family here. How many kids do you have?
3.
Okay. When you said that your oldest was 23, like my jaw hit the floor.
Really?
So speaking with you and then actually seeing you, I was just like, she just graduated cosmetology school. She's like brand new. Okay, cool. So the community that you built, okay, the place that you love, your family, your family, a lot of them are back in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you and I have mentioned that you go back and you visit quite often.
Yes.
Okay. What do they think about you jumping back into the dating pool?
You know what? They're excited, actually, because I think, too, like when you are in a relationship, you're blind.
Yeah.
A lot of ways. And the people closest to you and outside of that immediate connection can see things that you cannot.
Yeah.
So when I had started, like, hinting like, hey, it's going south, and they like, really? Like they were kind of like excited.
Yeah.
Because they could see maybe the pain that I probably was hiding, right? Wishing and hoping that things would be a lot different.
Sure.
Yeah. So they were excited.
Okay. And what was your first step? Like did you jump on an app? Did you go to events? Were you like, hey ladies, I am like all your friends, like, yo, I am out here?
Listen, contrary to where you believe, the first step was the gym.
Okay.
Not to meet anyone, to just shed all of the pain and the hurt, right? To rebuild myself. So my first step was the gym and honestly meditation.
Okay.
Yeah. When I say the gym, it really started in the sauna. I didn't even start like on the machines. I would sit in the sauna and meditate.
Sweating all that frustration out.
Listen.
Just
you hear me? You hear me? Like sitting in that sauna, I was listening to
puddles of anger.
Listen, pain, hurt, all the things. Just right here. I'm gonna leave it right here. And even in that, the weight started literally falling off. So even that was, I think, a wake-up call for me.
Yeah. It was just a lot of the stress and so now you stepped out of the sauna.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're hitting the free weights.
Yep.
Checking out all the deadlifters.
Oh, absolutely.
So
checking them out.
Did you approach anyone, or was it kind of a organic thing? Did you meet anyone in the gym?
I did meet this one guy.
Oh. And
it was organic. So back to your first question. I'm not on the dating apps yet, but I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
But everyone that I've met have been completely organic.
Okay. Oh. Which is rare. Like you don't hear. Well, people don't like leaving their houses now, but you really don't hear a lot of people meeting out. It's just.
But you know what it is too. I think it's intentionality, and I also think that it's, we're all giving out aura and energy, and I feel like we are what we attract.
Mm-hmm.
So when you asked me what the first steps was, it was really big to me to make sure that I could try to heal as much as I could, so I wouldn't attract the same things that I had experienced before. That was completely vital to me, and so I think that I was just beaming or gleaming or something with that whole transition, right?
Enjoying yourself? Awesome. I love that for you. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share so we can bring on many more guests to share their adventures with you. All right, now back to the video.
And nobody, I don't think, talks a lot about when you are with someone who you shouldn't be, and how maybe when you met him, your confidence might have been here, and how it just kind of sinks over time when you're not with the right person. And so I hate to say this, but I can say it in true faith because I'm not this person anymore, but I would literally look in the mirror and be like, I'm ugly. And I know that I'm not.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not, but that's how I felt.
Yeah.
And so I just had a lot of like mental and emotional work to do. And here I am, like happier than ever, honestly.
So did you go to therapy, or you were finding yourself through, like you said, meditation, self-reflection?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so no therapy.
Okay.
But David Guillaume.
Okay.
I used a lot of his teachings.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Despensa, and it was life-changing, actually.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're genuinely changing your life. You're changing who you are.
Absolutely.
So, you are on this journey to self-healing. Mm-hmm. You were sweating out your anger. Here comes this dude in little tight booty powerlifting shorts. Is your gym crush who, like, finally...
So there were two, but actually one of them... There were two crushes, but actually one approached me.
Okay.
And he definitely didn't have on booty shorts, but he but he was attractive. He may watch this, so I have to tread lightly.
Okay. Okay.
So I was at the time I was working out with a friend, and we would go pretty much every day. We were partners.
Nice.
And then he walked in the gym, and I was like, "Who is that?" Right? To her, to my friend.
If you don't mind me asking, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to say? What gym this is? Because some of us are still single. Like some of us still need help.
Okay, LA Fitness.
Okay.
Yes, LA Fitness. And so he was on the treadmill behind me. No, I'm sorry, the elliptical behind me, and I saw him checking me out.
Okay.
And then he got off and went to the machine. And then I was over there in the vicinity. You know, they always say proximity.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, actually, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. So the first day I seen him, I was like, girl, he is cute. And so that story, the second day he came, and we actually had a connection. Like, we were talking.
This is fast.
I know, right? Talk about intention and like manifestation, all things. And I really wasn't thinking, like, I just was like, ooh, who is that? And then literally the next day we're like, hey, what's your number? Like, you on Instagram? And I was like, Instagram. And you know what's funny? When you're dating, it says so much about someone's age, about what they ask for. So when he asked me for Instagram, I said, okay, he's young.
He didn't say Snapchat. He didn't say Instagram. So that's a little bit better.
I'm not even on Snapchat.
I was like, that's a little bit higher if he's asking. He didn't say Facebook, but he's okay. That's
yes. So he definitely asked for my IG. And somehow we got to talking about the sauna, and I was telling him, oh, you should try out the sauna. It's really helpful, blah, blah, blah. So we connect, and we literally went on a date that night.
That's so fast. That's like unheard of. It's the gazing at each other over the weights for 5 months, and then maybe you guys exchange numbers, and then talking back and forth via text, not even a phone call. Like, wow. Okay, so what was your date like?
So we went to just Bar Louie because it was local, and it was intense. It was intense. I think it was like my first encounter after everything. And it was intense, but it was good. So
I feel like there's like fireworks. It was. So when you say young, what's young to you? Because young to me, because I'm 47. Okay, and so young to me is like 45 and below. Some people are like, I'll go to 30s, right? So I don't know what's young to you.
So I guess I don't really have. I do have a standard. Let me be clear. Yeah. But I'm seeing what that looks like because I am back out in the dating pool. I was a kid when I was dating before, a teenager.
Right.
And now I'm an adult, but I don't look my age.
Right.
Right. So there's the caveat. So I'll be like, oh, I'm not dating this, but here I am attracting.
And then you probably don't feel like you're.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely not. And seriously, I was at Sheets the other day, pumping my gas, and a 20-year-old.
Yes.
Approach me. I can't do the YNs.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. But so to answer your question, I take case by case because I'm older. I'm 44. I think I'm 44, 45.
Okay. No, I forget too. It's okay. You're good.
But I don't feel like it.
Right.
So I feel like I'm probably more youthful than what my age is.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably entertain someone in their late 30s, mid 30s, maybe even, because sometimes they're a lot more mature, or we might even kill.
Yeah.
I like to do fun, youthful things, and what I have been finding is that the older people don't.
They stop doing them, or they don't understand.
And I'm like, ooh, this is boring.
Yeah. So did you end up seeing Jim Guy again?
Yes, we still talk today.
What?
But not just like on a checkup basis type thing. Like,
so it ended up just being friends.
Yeah, ultimately.
Was there another date, or you were just like, this is fun and this is fantastic, however, I'm still like navigating and checking things out?
For sure. Now, one thing, I think it's a couple things maybe why it moved fast in the beginning. I do not tell men my real name, and I don't really have a heavy online presence, and so I think what that does is it makes them want to
it's the mystery.
Yes, so they're like intrigued now because now they can't go and do the research that they would normally do on anybody else, and now they're forced to come and
have
and so
conversation.
correct, which is this is why I believe we met that day, because we exchange information. I don't post that much. I do have presence, but I don't post that much. There's only a few things that you're going to see, and you don't really have my real name, so you can't look me up, or my full name. You do have my real name. You have my full name. And so he's on the phone like, hey, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
Because they want to know
more. They want to know.
And I found that has worked time and time and time again.
All right. So great piece of advice. Mm-hmm. Number one, mm-hmm. don't give your full name. Mm-hmm. Don't give all your information. Mm-hmm. Make them work for it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's not what we do. It's the FBI work where you know their entire lineage by the time you go on the first date.
And so he did know that I was going through the transition. I thought that, it would be commendable for me to be honest about that. And I was. And so I think that had placed me where I might have been up here when he found that information. I probably went here. Not necessarily in a bad way, just give you time to kind of work through that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we still talk today. We're still very, cordial, good people. We went on a couple of dates, which is our schedules sometimes don't link, but we still are very much in communication.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was date number one. If you don't mind me asking, are we on by where we sit today? Are we on like date 500, like person 500, or?
I am absolutely just exploring, and I always said too, like. I feel like every encounter
it's potential,
yeah, and I don't want to maybe cut off what God is trying to teach me or show me, because a lot of these connections is not necessarily about that person. It's about yourself. It's about what God is trying to show you within. So not that I will entertain every single person that approach me, but I am interested to see how I can grow from each connection.
Make sure that you are putting yourself out there, presenting the way that you want to present to the world, regardless of what you're doing. I know that we had spoken one time about something similar to that, on the same vein, and it was really funny because it was that day that I had left the house to do this.
Okay.
You're like, even when I'm walking my dog through the neighborhood, I'm giving off this, or people are approaching me on my dog walk. Yeah. And that same day I'm thinking like, all right, well, I'm going to try this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so I have a very large pit bull.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And he's super sweet.
Okay.
Right? And I always wear headphones because I'm listening to music or podcasts or whatever the case might be. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm talking at a normal level.
Okay.
So when the hot jogger passes by and I whisper to myself, oh my gosh, he was hot. Mm-hmm. It is actually announced where it's like, oh my God, he was hot. So looking back and he's looking back at me. So I was like, you know what? She might be on something here.
Absolutely. Because you know what? It's all about intention for one.
Yeah.
Proximity for two. Mm-hmm. And usually when you meet these people, it's doing what you normally do every single day.
Yeah.
But sometimes you only get that moment.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you don't get the do-over. But I personally, like, because of my profession, I've always thought of this, and it probably started then. I have to present myself in such a way where I can market. I'm a hairstylist. So if I see a potential client, I don't really do this now, but this is just ingrained in me. I need to be able to pass out a card to a client, and I can't look like, because I've had people approach me in the grocery store and promoting businesses, and they really don't, like stylists, and they don't look like stylists.
Right.
And then, listen, if I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to look nice. Basically, put it like this. When I walk out of my house, I could be going to get ice cream. I'm going to look my best, because it helps me. Helps confidence. It just helps me feel and look my best in all spaces. And I think it's important.
Which is funny that you say that. I do remember a story about pizza, and you had met someone. We were cutting the hair, and I was talking about, hey, what's going on?
Just remind me, and it'll jog me.
And I was like, what's going on? I was like, yeah, I met this one guy picking up a pizza. I was like,
yes.
What?
Another YN.
It was like, wait, one, you spoke to someone while to me, that's flabbergasted, because I'm like, again, with the headphones on. You're talking to people like in public? What?
Yes.
So what's up with the pizza guy?
Also still in connection.
Okay. So was there a date? Okay, so I'm jumping at. How did he approach you?
So I was in my car on my phone, and then he was parked next to me, but was walking back from the pizza parlor, and then I got out of the pizza parlor. I got out to go get my pizza, And then he came back into the pizza parlor to get napkins. Right? But I think
he doesn't have napkins at home.
Or in your car.
I'm just saying.
Keep napkins in your car, yeah. Right? So I think he needed to get maybe a better look or better glimpse. So I walked back to my car, and as I'm walking back to my car, he hops out of his and say, "Hey, so how are you?" And I'm like, "Sir, how old are you?" Okay.
Was it the lower or higher?
Lower.
Okay. Yes.
Lower. Somehow we're still connected. Yeah.
How did the date go? Did you go on a date? Or you were just like
cookies?
You what?
We went for cookies.
Oh.
Right in that moment. I was actually, I was getting a pizza, and then I was going to Insomnia. And I was getting cookies because I love Insomnia.
Yeah. My roommate loves Insomnia.
Listen, and all these companies that we're mentioning, listen, we need to.
It's like none of us sponsored. We don't get sponsored, but it's still.
If
the company wants to sponsor us, I'm happy about
it. We need to talk about it. We need to send emails, all the things. He's like, what are you about to do? I said, I'm about to go get cookies. He said, can I go? I said, if you're paying. And he followed me to the cookie store, and I said, now I'm buying cookies for me and my daughter, so you have to.
You're paying.
And he bought them. I mean, I know it's like minimum, but
it doesn't matter. Like,
and I think too, we don't ask enough, right? We don't ask. We're afraid. I know it's okay, but it's setting the intention or the bar. Right?
Well, a lot of women, especially women, don't want to seem like they're high maintenance, right?
But why?
Well, so it's funny that you say that, because there was a video where I don't want to come across as like I don't want this to come across like gold digger-ish, right? But it's dating within, let's say standard, right? Whereas if you are high maintenance, then you date in your price range, right? If you want to date me, here are requirements, and if you are good with those requirements, we get along. I'm not saying you have to pay for everything, right? That's not what I'm asking. Right. But like you said, you can pay for cookies.
But I think too, right? When a man looks at a woman, he's already kind of put you in a category just based on how you present yourself. So that's why I think it's so important, right, on how you step into the world, because people are judging you. Men are judging you. Women, everybody. You make judgments. So I think even in the approach, they already know when you carry yourself a certain way.
I agree.
Yeah. And so I realized, because I was, again, raised by strong women, you don't depend on a man for nothing.
Right.
You get your own, you get out there and you get it, which is fine, but they need to contribute.
Yeah.
And
it's okay.
I don't want to be, for sure, because even with being a strong woman, I don't want to be the man in the relationship. And I found myself there in a lot of ways. And I said, I will not do that in this next phase at all. And the other thing we talked about, do you remember this conversation? Black cat.
Yes.
So I was watching, I think I read an article. The young lady talked about how in relationships there's always going to be a black cat and a golden retriever. And she had referenced like celebrity couples, and how you can tell in the picture how they photograph who is who.
Like who's facing, who's looking.
Yes.
Yeah, who's touching, where they're touching. Yeah.
Yes. And so it was like an aha moment for me, because I was like, oh shit.
Because now you're going back and you're looking at what your body language was, what the body language of you two together was.
Yes. And I absolutely was the golden retriever. And with the new rebirth, I said, no, I can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But there's still a softness and a femininity to it.
It's okay. Yeah. Interesting enough, right? Because we talk about dogs all the time, right? So in that vein, we'll use the same analogy, right? Where, yes, they're lovable and they're sweet and they'll show you their belly. But I'm telling you, I've had genuinely had several dogs, including golden retriever. But when they need to get mean,
they will.
Right. So it's okay when you say that, to show your femininity, and you're in this new phase, and that's great, because even just the way you're sitting and the way that, the more and more that we talk about this, I can see where you're like, no, we'll fight. We'll go down.
For shit show.
I can see like in your face when you say that, you're like,
As a matter of fact, yes, right? And we share the same sign, right? Sagittarius,
Yep.
Sagittarius. And the one thing I love about being a Sagittarius, right, is it's like the silent storm, right? People don't really think that I can go there, but it's there, right? Like I only pull it out if I have to. One of my clients told me, she was like, "Do you even yell at your kids?" I'm like, "Who? Of course I do." Like, yes. But I love it's like because you when the storm when it's coming, you don't see it coming. And a lot of times I don't even have to get irate in order for me to make my point,
right,
and you to understand me in every way.
Right.
But I just love that about
who you are. So what is who? Okay, say I don't want to make it sound like you're like running through men because I know you're not. Who's been your most well? She's like, au contraire, funny story. Who has been, let's say, your favorite? Like, not favorite, your most memorable.
So I went out with a gentleman. This has been my most favorable date. We went on 3 dates in one night. We went to Hamilton.
Oh.
We left there. Well, actually, okay, so I met him at a local bar, hookah bar.
Okay.
I was out with we call it football moms.
Okay.
So it was one of the girls' nights. We went out. I met him on a Friday. He scheduled a date for that Sunday.
Okay.
For us to do brunch.
And so here's something, okay, this is something I've noticed in the stories that you and I have talked about with your dating experience. Is there's no waiting a week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks. It is like, what do you do in 3 hours?
Yeah.
Like it happens fast.
Yeah.
Which is crucial, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry. So like
yeah, he's
a blink and a nod later, you guys are going out.
But you know, and that's something that I guess I haven't really acknowledged. It is pretty fast, right?
But that's great. That's great because there's no time to waffle about it, right? I try not to offer advice or expertise or anything because I'm not that person, right? And I don't have the background or whatever.
A lot of the experience, and
there is experience.
Your experience counts. You don't need any letters behind your name to
right. But I don't want to turn around and be like, well, the experts say. However, the one expert does. So she runs. She's Logan Yuri, I think her last name is, and she's the dating expert person for Hinge.
Okay.
And I was watching this one podcast that she was on talking about just strategies for dating and successful dating.
Okay.
And even goes into like different profiles and how to update your profile and to get the most matches, all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
And one of the things that she says is when you match, it is within 2 to 3 days. Get off the app. Anything longer, your chances of ever meeting, of ever having a real connection, just nosedive. So it's really great. That's what I meant. Like it's really great that it's like, hey, we met on a Friday and we're going out like tomorrow or Sunday. So I think that's fantastic because no one ever thinks about that. Yeah. That's not something that's in anyone's purview.
Yeah. That's a great point. So we scheduled for Sunday, and then ironically enough, Saturday I got sick. Like, I think I got food poisoning.
Oh.
And so it was the worst, and so I had to cancel. And I think he thought like, well, at first I was like, when people say, okay, I'm gonna take you out, my next question is where are we going?
Yeah.
I want to know like,
what are you gonna wear?
Yeah. What are we doing? Because I need to it's gonna be worth my time. So I think that also applies pressure. So what are we doing? He was like, well, I'm gonna take you to, I think he said Casper's, which is like a hookah brunch type of place. I'm not really into hookah all like that, but I do enjoy a great time. But so when he told me that, it was shortly after that I was like, oh, I can't go because I'm sick. And I think he thought like, oh, she doesn't want to go to the place.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, do you need anything? And I was like, no, because my gym crush had sent me like, he was in Atlanta.
This other man's been sending me stuff.
He was in Atlanta on travel, and he is on the Wegmans app, which is a local grocery store, sending me like Pedialyte and what do you need? And I'm like, so I canceled, and then we scheduled for like that next Thursday, and we ended up going to Hamilton. We went to 14th and Park.
What's 14th Park?
It's actually it's a nightclub, but it's more of like a restaurant.
Okay.
In the week, restaurant / bar. And then we went to Casper's. He took me to the place that he wanted to take me to initially, and we had a great time. So I never ever have I ever been like, usually just one day, you know, kind of hang around and go home. But he'd be like, no, we're gonna go here, here, and here. And I was like, okay.
And here's another thing that I've noticed. Okay, is because I love asking these questions. Okay. I love getting stories from people.
Okay.
Is most men won't plan shit. They don't.
Yeah.
Where it's like, so let's go out. Cool. Well, where do you want to go? And you're like, you asked me.
Right.
Why am I like? I need you to put just a little bit of effort. Even if it's just let's just go get coffee. And you ask me where do you want to go get coffee?
Yeah.
Like we're done before it even happens. Right. Like make an effort.
Yeah.
That's
great.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So 3 dates. He made 3 efforts in the same night.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys are still friends.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not ordering Pedialyte from Wegmans, but...
No, he's not.
So, let me ask, why didn't it work out with him?
Again, he was one of the first, like, he was part of that first group where I was like, hey, this is my scenario. Okay. And then that's when I realized, hey, I need to switch this up because, and shout out to my friend, right? Because she was coaching me up the whole time. Like, she was like, girl, stop telling these people your life story. This is not therapy.
Yeah.
Yes, you are in this scenario, but you don't have to tell every man that you meet that this is what's happening. Not that it's like a secrecy or a sense of like lying. It's just that it's too much too soon.
Yeah.
Because they immediately classify you from maybe potential dating or potential partner to she friend zone you.
She's going through too much. It might be messy.
Yeah, it might be messy. It's over, but is it or is it not? That type of thing. So. He was the last person that I had shared that like my current situation until I felt like it was like a safe space for me to go deeper.
Okay. Did you feel like the vibe changed with anyone that you had told?
Yeah, I feel like it did change. Not in a way that like not in a communicative way, but just like a categorical way. They definitely like, oh, okay, we still would talk and stuff like that, but I feel like the effort shifted a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but I will tell you, like, because when I say going through divorce, unfortunately, I still was living with my ex at the time. So that's why I felt like it was kind of to let them know.
Yeah.
But very much not together though. When I moved out, he gave me the one that I'm talking about that took me 3 dates. He gave me money to help move and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not together, but very much
they have you back. Like they're looking out for you.
For sure.
Want the best for you.
I think because I feel like they can feel my genuineness.
Yeah.
Like I'm not out here trying to be on the crazy stuff.
Right.
This is what I'm dealing with, just letting you know, transparency type thing. And I guess maybe because people aren't doing that, that also puts me in another category. So I don't know. I think I'm kind of complex in a lot of ways, but obviously enough to keep them around.
Well, you have the majority of stories that you see online, which is, like you said, most people are looking people up, their potentials, usually on social media. Yeah. And what you see on social media is like the most extreme cases for anything. So you see women who are, I think one of the biggest viral stories that went through was the one girl who refused to get out of the car because he had taken her to the Cheesecake Factory. But do you know the whole story of that?
No.
So he did take her to the Cheesecake Factory. And the only reason that they ended up there, which I'm going to tell you, if you've ever been to the Cheesecake Factory, take me to the Cheesecake Factory. I love the Cheesecake Factory. Anyway, she was like hours late. Like she was getting ready. He had reservations. And because she was so late, they missed the reservation. So instead of him canceling and be like, well, tough shit, you're not worth it or you're too much or whatever, he was like, well, let's still go out. Let's still go have a good time. And she was like, I don't need to go here. I don't want to get. That's the whole story.
Really?
It wasn't just, oh, he's cheap. This is genuinely your fault.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the stuff that they see.
Right.
So I think like when you are like a real human, they're just like, holy shit, they actually exist.
Yeah.
Like these women are actually out here. So thank you, on behalf of the rest of us to let. Oh, there are actually like real humans and real women out there who are looking for something real.
Yes. Well, listen, you're welcome.
So who has been, I'll say, your favorite guy, your most memorable gentleman?
It would have to be the guy who I've met that I think we've had the longest, most consistent connection with. He is older, not that much, just a few years. But he, a lot of people don't believe in like chivalry. And because I got married young, I didn't really experience a lot of that.
Yeah.
And so he has been very vital in showing me how a woman should truly be treated.
Yeah.
And it's been invigorating.
What are some examples?
They're small, but they're big, right? Like never letting me touch a door, paying all the time. I'll pull out my card to pay, or I'll be like, okay, let me take you to brunch or whatever, and he really never lets me pay. On our second date, I asked him for $1,000, and he gave it to me.
No, like genuine shock, like
me too.
Like shocked into silence. Like
I was shocked too, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we just don't ask. I mean, he could have very well told me no.
I mean, yeah, that is an answer.
But I asked, and he did. He gave it to me. But okay. So let's unpack that a bit. This is how we met.
Okay.
I met him at work.
Here.
Yes. He was walking by, and he came back and walked into my place and sat in my chair, and was literally like, "Hey, so what's your name? And could you do my hair?" That kind of small talk thing. And then, and I had a client sitting right where you were. And, after about 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, take my number.
Yeah.
And, we'll connect later. Well, oddly enough, 9 days went by with no connection. No, nothing. And now here's the thing. I'll give you my information, but I'm not calling.
Yeah.
Because I need to see your intentionality.
Effort.
Yeah. And so he called. He texts. He's like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm Jeff, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know exactly who you are, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Hey, if ever you're free or available, I'm going to take you out for lunch or dinner." And I said, "Well, it's funny you text me, but I'm about to go to dinner now. You can meet me in 15 minutes if you want." And he said, "Oh, shit, where?" And I said, "In the parking lot." Because I had already made up my mind today that this is where I was going to eat. And we went right over here, Charboiled Grill, and he actually pulled up. And we sat and talked for hours and hours. Oddly enough, he too is the same sign as Sagittarius, never dated Sag before, so this is my first encounter with that. And it feels like I'm dating myself.
I was just thinking that. I was like,
yes. In a lot of ways, but in a lot of my sadder moments and times, I prayed and wished and wrote down for moments like this. And so I think, ironically, going all the way back to aura and things like that, I think these things that I'm experiencing now are just made manifest from years.
You put it in the universe. It's finally coming back.
Absolutely.
So that was your first date. And the second date. Hey, so I need $1,000.
No, so the second actually, I was getting ready to go traveling, and I just was like, I could use some extra money. But gearing up to the dating world, I am constantly collecting data from TikTok, articles, all types of things. And I have compiled this list of questions that I still add to this day about things that I'll ask people or men.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
These are potential dating, potential relationships, or just men?
Definitely dating.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely dating. And I'll put a pin in this.
Oh yeah, we're definitely circling back.
Yes, but I put this little break in it so I can go back and start to the second date.
Yeah.
So the second date was on Father's Day.
Okay.
And I had asked him I said, "It's Father's Day, we went here last time. I picked, you can choose, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "What are you in the mood for?" He's like, "Burgers." I was like, "Okay, I know a place." So we ended up just going to BurgerFi because he didn't want to do crowds. And I brought him a Father's Day card. with a $25 gift card to, I don't know, some place, and I just thought it was nice.
That's just helpful. Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I wasn't even expecting this, blah blah blah." So that might have played a role.
Yeah, totally.
But we went to BurgerFi, and it was a nice day, and then we ended up going down to Bar Louie and hanging out a little bit more. And then it was there that I started whipping out my questions. And I believe the question was, yes, it was, if there was something that I had to say yes to, what would it be? Well, if you asked me a question that I had to say yes to, what would it be?
He's asking you.
No, that's what I asked him off my list. That was the question off the list.
And he would have to make up a question.
Correct.
Okay.
And just like a man would, he asked me if I would go home with him. And I said, absolutely not.
But I feel like that's that's such a like off the top, off the cuff, like such a generic question, right? Or I'm sorry, that he would ask.
Yeah.
As opposed to putting some real thought into it.
Yeah.
But,
and it was a lot of jokes and stuff like that, but I guess he would try to shoot a shot, and I said, listen, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And then he doubled back and was like, well, if there was a question that I could ask you, what would it be? And I said, well, send me $1,000. And he whipped out his phone and it was like, what's your Cash App?
Huh.
Yeah.
So what are the list of these questions? So I can...
It's huge. Like it almost needs to be a book or something, but I would absolutely share
if you're willing to share them, I would love to post them, so then listeners now and listeners later, potential conversation starters or something.
Absolutely. And they are thorough. They are, listen, that's one thing I'm gonna ask is some questions.
Yeah.
I think good ones. That's one thing that all my dates say, that like great conversation.
Yeah. So you said you got this list from online. What made you want to compile this list?
Because you know what, I am very much a methodical person. I'm a intentional person, and I think moreover too, like what's most attractive to me is not so much of how a person looks. It's your intellect. It's your ability to conversate. How deep are you? How surface are you?
Yeah.
All those things is what excite me. So in order to find out if you're that person, we got to start with questions.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started.
So date 3.
Date 3 was, I think we went to First Watch.
And this was after your vacation.
Yeah, he was very active with me on via phone.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, so clearly you were on travel. Clearly you went and had a really good time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And you guys communicated the whole time. And was it like a beach vacation where you're like, come on, which bikini? This one or this one?
No. I did like some 3-4 city tour. I went to like Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. No, I didn't go.
Oh, it was like, holy shit.
No, but I did. I went to Houston. I went to Chicago, and then I went to Ohio, and then New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we ended the trip like with a big bang.
Yeah.
So you're talking to him the whole time, and then you get back, and now it's an official date 3.
Yeah, I mean, we live close.
Okay.
We work close, and so it was like, hey, it's been 2 days. I haven't seen you. We need to link up, kind of thing. So he was super intentional.
Yeah.
I think about me and wanting to establish, I think, more.
Was he the one who kind of changed your mind to where like, all right, like I can like see a person? And
I think I was always open to the idea.
Okay.
He was probably the one that I felt like was most like he was serious. I felt like everyone else was just like, let me see, let me see what I can do.
Okay. And of course that changes your mind where it's like, okay, well this might actually go somewhere.
Yeah.
When did you, not to put a timeline on it, but estimated, when did you feel like, all right, maybe my dating time might be over?
But my dating time isn't over.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Let me reframe the question. When did you feel like he is the only person that you would be dating? Or did you have the conversation where maybe we weren't monogamous?
Right. So we did have that conversation when it felt like we were spending a ton of time together.
Right.
And now we're like seeing each other like multiple times a week type thing. And I'm like, okay, so
maybe we're kind of exclusive.
Yeah, like, so what is this? Now he probably like every other Sag has a lot going on. his job was sending him away. But initially it was only for like, I don't know, 6 weeks or something. Mm-hmm. But then that project fell through, and they were like, no, we're actually going to send you to a different state, and this is going to be permanent. And so ideally, I think that kind of threw up some red flags where, okay, hey, I'm leaving. So while this connection is good, realistically, like, I'm sure you're not leaving. You have a whole business here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like far, far away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if, what we've gotten to this point could sustain a long distance relationship. So we did have the conversation. And I think based on that, he wasn't like fully ready to commit. Yeah. So that meant to me, well, I'm still dating then. Yeah. Yeah. One thing about it, I'm at this grown age, I'm not forcing anything.
Mm-hmm. And he ended up taking the job?
No, actually, he's still here.
What?
Yeah, he's still here. And he said just recently, he was like, what if I don't take that job?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he say the reason why he may not take the job?
No. And I didn't ask. Sometimes I don't want to know the answer. I just rather, because sometimes, and I'm not saying that like for this scenario, but I just feel like sometimes people make up things, or maybe I don't want to hear the truth or whatever. So sometimes I just don't ask some questions. I just listen.
Yeah. Yeah. And the answer will eventually reveal itself in time.
Yeah.
Was there any other experience that you feel that you wanted to share? Whether it's a lesson or just a genuine good experience, a complete disaster?
I have a disaster, because you think that everything is all good. There was a disaster.
Oh. There
was this guy, he also was fine. And it's not a whole lot of fine ones, but he was fine. He was like a trainer kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And I had met him at Starbucks. Mm-hmm. And I was on my way to work. And somehow or another, I met him twice. First time, somehow we tried it, and he changed his number. Somehow we lost connection. And then I was at Starbucks again. Yeah. We ran into each other again. Okay. So I was like, oh, okay, is this fate or no? We exchanged information, and we communicated, kind of sporadically. Excuse me. And turns out he's married. Yeah. And so that part, I met another guy who was here traveling on business. I think it was 6 weeks, and I met him the last week that he was here before he was going back home. We kicked it almost every day that week. Like, why did I meet you before? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, turns out he was married.
Did they tell you?
No. Oh. Well, the first guy, he just was acting weird, and I had kind of already like blocked him, like. And then the second guy, I made this video compilation of some of the pictures we had took and sent it to him, and his wife sent it, and she called me. So that's how I found that out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's not all good.
So there is one last question that I want to ask you. Okay. And your answer can be anything. Okay. It can be good, it can be serious, it can be funny. Okay. All of my answers are usually very non-serious to this question. Okay. To the point where it's a now running joke when me and my friends are going out. Okay. And something bugs the shit out of me. Okay. And you can take as much time as you want to answer. Okay. He's a 10, but...
That's just the question. There's nothing else to it. He's a 10, but... Most 10s that I meet, they don't got no money.
Okay, so he's a 10, but he's broke. And that is a legit answer. So
Well, first off, thanks for asking me to share. I think this is an amazing idea.
Oh, thanks.
I hope that this is as successful, actually beyond successful as you can ever think.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'll give you credit also. So if it is, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us on our dating adventures and supporting this channel. There is so much more that we have to share. Always a new and crazy story, many more laughs, and even a few tears. Make sure you don't miss out. Please like, please subscribe, and definitely share. And don't forget, you get one shot at life. You miss the ones you don't take. And as for dating, be brave.